Hey everyone, you're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash, and here's today's comic. Detective Comics 996 by Peter Tomasi and Doug Mahnke. I don't know if I'm pronouncing Doug's name correctly. I apologize if I'm wrong. Apologize for the glare. You can't really see this cover in all of its glory. Nice bat symbol here, purple, green shades. I really like the composition of this cover. Now, if you've been living in a cave or under a rock for the past month, or if you're just a Tom King Batman fan who thinks there's really no other good Batman books out there right now, you previously would have been right, but Tomasi's run on Detective Comics has been stellar. 994 was the first issue. I gave that a great rating. 995 was even better. So this is 996. What did I think about it? Well, let's find out. If you remember where we last left off, that great scene of just Batman showing up at Arkham and getting ready to throw a beat down. Well, here's the after effects. Now, I was a little disappointed, to be honest. That second issue, the previous issue, had a lot of build-up. And that end scene was just like, oh shit's about to get real. And we just see a couple bruises. I have a headache. Oh, as do we. Oh, someone's got to pay for my glasses. And, oh, you hurt Grundy. Grundy hurt you. And this almost feels Tom King-ish. Does this 9-panel looking at the camera. Just all of them got beat up by Batman. It's like, bye, Bats. Don't be a stranger. And I've said this before. I'm not really big on Doug Mahnke's art. Some people say they really like it. It's passable. It works okay for Batman, but here is like weakness. I do not like this Two-Face face. These characters, it's not working for me. So here we are. Mythology. See Paris and die. So we got Batman finished his deed. Don't worry, Harvey, I won't. He's walking away. Bloody knuckles. Then back at the Batcave, we've got Batman. How is he? Still a lot of air in his pleural cavity. I'm thinking we leave the chest tube in for a few more days, but he'll fully recover. He's a tough old coot. The toughest. I didn't think you'd come. I'm here for Alfred, not to do father and son banter. Is it just me, or did we not get past this? Like, wasn't the whole thing of Super Sons and everything, like, that Damian wasn't just a little prick anymore? Oh, well. Anyways, so he's having a talk with his son, and he's saying, it's got to be someone who knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. And they're running off the list. My grandfather and my mother on that list. Roz and Talia. It feels too roundabout. They'd come right at us. And then they both together. Henry Ducard. Maybe he discovered what happened to his son Morgan, and he's orchestrating this. Ducard's last known location is Paris. I'd appreciate if you pause your Titans work and look after Alfred. Initiate a lockdown of the manor after I leave. Any trouble you can't handle, call in the cavalry. Don't worry, I am the cavalry. Alright. You are, last I checked, a 12-year-old kid. This is the problem I have, especially with DC's most guilty of this. Kid superheroes. And last I checked, like, parenting mattered. Like, Batman treating this kid as an adult. I don't know. This is just one of my pet peeves in general. I'd appreciate it if you'd pause your... You're the dad. Shut down. This kid needs to learn how to be a kid. Not, I'd appreciate it if you do your Titans work, which shouldn't even be legal. Like, We have labor laws that say kids can't work more than 4 hours a day. It's like strict problems. Like in Hollywood has this issue. That's why they have to have like twins when they use like toddlers and babies and stuff, because like you've got all these agencies like, oh, you can't. But yet we can send kids off with powers that could blow up buildings or level cities. I mean, Damien can't, but you've got like Superboy and other characters like, and they're just running around doing stuff like unsupervised. This book's a Detective Comics. I guess it's not really to worry about that right now. So I just have my own personal problems with that. So we waste no time. Tomasi gets us to Paris. And I like this. Bruce is like not as Batman. He's just this undercover, he's dressed up and he's doing some detective work to figure out the thing. He's roughing some people up. He's, doing his thing. And we eventually, again, don't waste any time. We get to Ducard. Now, here's where my DC nubness comes in. I don't know who this guy is. Obviously, the book explains enough that he's the one that trained Batman to hunt. But I don't know the backstory. So if you want to fill me in, take this opportunity to make Ash more knowledgeable in the DC universe, please use this area down here under the video where you can type stuff and inform me. I always appreciate. So we see he's doing his thing, and it's like, I don't appreciate uninvited guests. I believe these are yours. Throws these, he shoots, bam, bam, okay. And Batman's here. Evening, Ducard. Armed to the teeth, as always. Blam, blam. Batman's, fighting. Gun to the head. How did you find me? Asks the hunter who taught me to hunt. I'm only going to tell you once. Get that gun out of my face. Should be doing my Batman voice. Get that gun out of my face. The Bale voice will always live on as the true Batman voice. Sergeant Bats is cringing right now, I'm sure, if he's watching. So there's some dialogue, blah, blah, blah. More investigative work, theorizing what's really happening. Ducard saying it's not me, blah, blah, blah. But I will come after you, etc. And then this weird freaking monster shows up that's just got like the heads of all Batman's nemesis. Like, it's wacky. I don't get it at all. You can see it's like waiting back in here. He's like, you're the only one hunting me. I've somehow become a target because of you, Wayne, and you've most likely led them right to my little hole in the ground. Huh? And that's when the monster shows up, because he's right. And now they spend time fighting this thing that just all it says is bat, the bat, the bat. And they're beating on it and shooting it and doing all these things. And it's something that's like out of John Carpenter's The Thing. Like, it's just this weird amalgamation of bodies. But it's not as scary as The Thing. It's just cartoony. It's really bizarre. I don't know what it is. So they fight, and Batman's like, who sent you? You murdered someone dear to me. He's punching it and slashing at it. What's his name? This guy. I already forgot his name. Ducard. I was saying Alucard for some. Ducard is, blasts it in the back of the head, and this is a pretty cool shot. I have to say. But eventually, it gets the best of Ducard, and he decides he's going to go out in a blaze of glory, pulls a grenade, and Batman's like, Ducard! The bat, the bat, the bat! And Ducard's like, you got not only to kill the son, but also the father. Boom! And big explosion that sends it reeling, and suddenly it all fits together. The people in my life who made me Batman are unmade. And in a scene right out of Christopher Nolan's Batman. Again, a lot of my knowledge doesn't come from the books, although I have read Batman books in the past. I don't have that extensive knowledge, so this part may be historical comics Batman, but I only know it from Christopher Nolan films in the first movie. And he's climbing this mountain and gets to the top, to this ninja monastery, finds everyone dead except one last guy. You dare ruin the temple of Kirigi. What was once a house of learning is now a house of death. And Batman's like, as required, I have reached the summit of my own, unaided by machines or others. I need to see Master Sensei Kirigi. I was a student of his at the temple. And so, he doesn't believe him, so we gotta fight. And then Batman does. I think they could have done a nicer thing of the Bruce Lee come and gets him. But maybe it's better that Batman is reserved. I don't know. I think actually in hindsight, if Batman did do that full pose, it would look kind of wacky. So they fight, and Batman. Spoiler: Batman wins. And gets to talk to the sensei. Sensei tells him, that's my last student defending me, and blah, blah. And they talk and explain, this monster came, and the monster looked like what we saw earlier. And then Batman's like, all right, cool, well, I'm glad you told me all that. So I'm out of here. Like, you went all that way just to get this information? So, I didn't really understand that. And then, so now he leaves and he goes to New Mexico. And he runs into this guy, Batman. Get out of here now, it's a trap. Thaddeus? You shouldn't have come, the entire ground is flipping over. Grab my hand. Losing balance, can't get. I'll stable his hold. Boom. And it's kind of unclear what happens. And it's like, next, Miracle Man. So, this was confusing to me, partly because I'm not familiar with the New Gods. This looks like Miracle Man, but he's old. Is it? Am I missing something? I probably am. And DC fans are making fun of me right now. But regardless, there should be something more. Comics are designed, at least historically, they've been designed for new people to come in and follow stories. DC's always had a problem because their continuity and their backstory is just so convoluted and complicated. And this is one of those examples. So, I don't know what I'm seeing here. Maybe some of you guys do, but you shouldn't have to have a degree in DC Comics to enjoy a comic. And this last scene, I don't understand. They just get swallowed up in the sand. I don't know. It's not a bad book by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, this was a good book. I enjoyed it. But the bar was set so high from last issue. Holy crap. And even the issue before it. This is the least good of the 3 issues so far. Still good. Not everything can be a home run. But I was kind of hoping it would be even better. I was hoping that this was going to be like the next, Batman Year One or something of that nature. I want something stellar, So, that's what we have. We're at a cool 14 minutes, so I'm going to try to cap this out before the 15-minute mark. This is a thumbs up, move the needle. Definitely. I mean, if you bought the first issues before this, you're buying this one. I don't have to tell you. And if you're still on the fence, those first 2 issues, you shouldn't even be watching this review. Those first 2 issue reviews should have sold this already. So this is a little bit of a dip, but it's still a good book, and all signs are pointing to Tomasi bringing home the bacon with this. This is the new king in town. Tom King is the old king. Detective Comics is the new king. Buy this book. If you're buying mainstream comics and you like Batman even a little bit, buy this book.